educate on understanding your basic banking skills, understanding basic savings habits and patterns, how it's important to the bankers.
So, now what if someone is trying to get a loan to get a home? Are you still the same people to talk to?
That is correct. That is correct, because during this process, you come out, you get temporary housing through Trinity. Trinity and Neighborhood Housing Services will work with you to get you into somewhere permanent so that you can rent. Neighborhood Housing Services then will provide a period of time, whether it's 12 or 24 months, to basically coach you along so that you can be ready to purchase. That would mean going through your credit. If you have bills that need to be paid off, helping you work on collections, getting settlements, actually rehabbing your credit, giving you an overhaul and giving you a second chance to purchase a home.
How long has this program been in effect?
Neighborhood Housing Services has been in Richmond for 30 years.
Get out of here.
Yes.
So now, again, back to the day when you said there was only 30 people that came to this session that you had.
That's correct.
How come nobody knew about it?
I'm not sure. Bank of America has been instrumental in trying to reach the public and trying to assist with help through housing counseling agencies. There are several housing counseling agencies out here that work with Bank of America to assist them to, get modifications. Today, for an example, Bank of America is here in Richmond at Marriott downtown, and they're providing mortgage modification assistance. Especially if you show up with all your documents, which is your income documents showing where your income is coming from, your banking documentation showing where you bank, your savings, your deposits, your tax returns supporting the income that you've made for the last year to 2 years, your homeowner's insurance. All of that's important so that they can make a decision on the spot, but they're willing to help people, and there's not enough people showing up today at Bank of America's door to get this help.
Well, you're very passionate about it. That's why we started talking about it in the first place, so that's telling me something right now. So, folks, if you're watching, if you know somebody that's in that situation, if you want some free advice right now, the phone number's up. Feel free to call up. While we have Ms. Smith here, I'm sure she wouldn't mind answering some questions for us. I'm kind of excited about this because as much as I'm involved, I'm a community activist. I did not know about this program.
Many people don't. We've been on Chamberlain Avenue, right beside the Kapu. We've been there for 12 years. 2712 Chamberlain Avenue. Our phone number is 804-329-2500.
Let's do that again. Let's do that slower, okay? Get your pens, man. What I tell you, you always have to have a pen and a pad when you watch Conversations with Ed, okay? She's gonna put up the number for the organization. Is this it?
Yes, that is.
Okay, 804. We're talking about 329-2500. That's 804-329-2500. And you can call up there with your questions about your particular situation. You don't have to feel funny. You don't have to feel like, your head down. I think from what I'm getting from you, it's giving you a sense of pride back.
It is, and a lot of people are not sharing this information. Now, some people aren't sure where to go to get this type of help. November the 10th.
Okay, here we go. Get that pad going. November the 10th.
November the 10th at Trinity Life Center on Deal Road. Neighborhood Housing Services will be holding a foreclosure event with several banks and lenders there. Fannie Mae will be there. A rep from Freddie Mac will be there. Bank of America will be there. SunTrust will be there. GMAC will be there.
Wow.
HBSC will be there. And also Citi will be there.
Well, I'm putting it in here right now. And if I were you guys, I would do it too. You said November the 10th.
November the 10th. Again, the forum is named Empower Yourself Against Default. And I want to be clear, many people think if they're not behind, they still can't get help. But you can, and it's other ways to lower your mortgage payments. It's other education that you can get. So we suggest you come out, hear what needs to be said. Look at these educational events as empowering yourself.
That's a key word. That's a key word. Now, for one of my son's friends just got married last weekend. Young couple starting out. Want to buy a house, naturally. what would you suggest they do? Now, they don't have any problems. Their credit is okay. They never had a home before. They're just getting started.
The first thing I would recommend, and to everyone, is housing counseling. Whether you come to Neighborhood Housing Services, please go to a housing counseling agency and get educated on the financial being of purchasing a home. Understand the process.
This service is free.
The services are free.
Now, how did you get involved in this?
Actually, a friend of mine worked at Neighborhood Housing Services of Richmond, and his name was James Hargrove. He worked there for, I think, about 8 years. And he actually said, you know what, Christy, you got a passion. Why don't you come over? You know, you love the community. You do great work. You know, you really could do great work with Neighborhood Housing Services.
Well, you jumped in with both feet.
Yes.
I mean, and I heard when I listened to you the other night, I said, oh, boy, it's got a lot to say.
Yes.
Well, now let's talk about the veterans.
Okay. What we would like to do, and what we've actually asked one of our board members to be helpful with, is calling over to the VA hospital, McGuire, asking for a phone bank with veterans to reach out to their peers. You have veterans right now that's in foreclosure, and they're not sure of how to get help, where to seek help. So sometimes they call Veterans Administration in Roanoke, and they're overwhelmed with calls, but it's housing counseling agencies such as ourselves that